You're listening to Smooth Saturdays with Aysha, only on LA Talk Radio.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smooth Saturdays with Aysha. And Jay Gore today is Aysha.
I am.
He is.
Should I read my little... read my disclaimer right now before we get into this, right?
Yeah, Jay's
okay.
Jay is a guitarist, and he was gracious enough to...
Get up early.
Yes. And host the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I host, I should read this.
Okay. Let us have it.
Okay. The musings, mutterings, hyperbole, opinions, and just general lack of couth of today's guest host, Jay Gore, are not representative of Smooth Saturdays with Aysha, LATalkRadio.com, SmoothJazzLive.org, Aysha Webb, Jack and Mikey Cohen, Dave Bradshaw, Niels Yipner, or even Jay Gore himself. Beware of copious amounts of sarcasm and facetious rhetoric and a complete lack of respect for political correctness.
I think that pretty much covers it all.
It sure does.
You know, Jay, the only thing is I think our legal department should have ran over that first.
I had them write this.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Well, good morning, everyone.
Listen at your own peril.
Exactly.
We have Niels, guitarist, producer, composer. And we have Dave Bradshaw
Jr.
And Junior.
Yeah.
And we're excited to have you guys on the show today.
Thank you.
And our normal host, Aysha, she's at a festival.
Yeah.
So on to the show here.
Let's do this show.
So Dave,
how
are you?
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Dave's a keyboardist, composer, and you just did a album. You have a new album out. Name of the album?
Set Me Free. It's coming out the 17th.
Oh, okay. And you have a single out right now, right?
Yeah, the third of the album.
Yeah. And
West Coast Jammin'.
This was produced by Darren Ron, right?
The great Darren Ron. Yep.
Yeah. How did you guys get together?
It's a long story, but through ASL Media, Adam Lebowski.
Adam Leibowitz.
Leibowitz. Sorry, I had the wrong last name. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good friend of ours as well.
So what's the process of working with him?
Darren?
With Darren, yeah. Was it because he doesn't live in California?
No, he's in Colorado.
So is it that did you do things transferring files and things?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't met the band at all.
Right.
Right. I barely emailed the guys and said, hey, thanks, you did a great job. But I did meet Darren. He came down and helped me set up my studio, and because in the middle of the whole thing, I decided to go acoustic. So I bought a Shigeru Kawai and Hilo and just set up really nice. So
yeah, I spoke with Darren a few years ago about doing a project together. We never got around to it, but I really like there are certain producers in the genre. When I hear their stuff, it's just it just pops out of the speakers, and he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
his stuff really sounds great. I think I love Paul Brown for that too.
Yeah.
I work with Paul a lot. And when I go to Paul's house, we're just demoing songs. We'll write a song together, and just 20 minutes later, just the scratch stuff that we've done, it's just like, it sounds great.
Makes me sick.
He just knows how to get stuff down.
Yeah.
But Darren is great like that. We never did get to work together. We haven't yet. I'm sure we will one day.
Yeah.
I was always curious about his.
He's a great guy. He's very, very professional. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't sugarcoat it.
Good.
He doesn't, you sound great, move on.
Right.
He wants to get it right.
Right.
He puts everything into it.
Great. I think great producers are that way.
Yeah.
It's producing. Yeah, it's a fine art. You're balancing being a parental figure and moving things along and getting things done on time and in budget, but you're also have to know when to stroke the ego and when to use tough love.
Yeah.
And every artist is different. Every artist has to be treated differently. Some people you can say, listen, I'm the kind of guy, like if you're producing a Jay Gore record, you can say, that take sucked. and I'll like laugh and go, okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
But some artists, they'll break into tears and run to the other
yeah.
room, and I can't play my instrument. I need a day to recuperate. Where's my shrink? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So he obviously is probably good at that because he's so successful.
He is.
At reading his artist and knowing how to properly speak to that artist.
Yeah, he's like, it's time for a pep talk,
Right.
type of thing.
Good.
But he's definitely a straight shooter. He's not going to sugarcoat it. And when it wasn't right, it wasn't right. And so I'm a bebopper trying to play smooth jazz.
So
All right, so you took half the notes out?
Yeah. Well, I had to sit on my left hand,
I bet, huh?
Yeah, seriously.
It's amazing. You have to learn producing. When you learn to be as a musician, when you learn about producing, it does make you a better musician.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does.
He taught me a lot about music, even outside of smooth jazz. He just taught me a lot. He was and he became a really good friend. So
good. And so you wrote these songs?
Yeah, and then we co-wrote it at Ultimately. So
what, you would like have ideas and send him ideas, and he would add to those ideas?
I pretty much send him the melody and the groove, and then he just ran with it. And then of course it's magical. So.
And conversely, how is he on if he sends you something and it's absolutely not how you heard it being, and you don't like it? Are you, hey Darren, I don't love this direction?
Well, in the beginning, I was like, whatever you say, Mr. Ron.
Right.
And then by the end, because we were buddies, I was kind of in his phase a little bit, and so I had to back off because I was getting a little bit too picky. Because I think at the end, everyone wants to be nitpicking everything, right? You can always make it better. And he was like, hey, you gotta let it go. It sounds great. This is good. Let me just take the ball and finish it. And I said, okay. I trust him.
He's got the track record, and you have to go with that. I mean, when I write with Paul Brown,
Mm-hmm.
He'll ask my opinion. If I have one, I give it, but I just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to teach him anything. I'm not, you know what I mean? And if he does something that I don't like, chances are, because I like it doesn't mean I'm right. Just because I don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what we like, that we don't know what the listeners like,
Right.
It could be totally off.
That's always another thing.
It's a lot of trust.
You never know what they're going to like.
That's a key, knowing what listeners like. And I mean, congratulations to Darren, by the way. He had a Billboard #1 recently with his song Deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a great album cover he's got.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah,
I don't know who did those graphics.
It's
those
great,
are crazy.
It's really good.
Well, awesome.
I saw that,
Everything
I was
he's
like,
putting
wow.
out there is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I wonder if he's listening
Did you
right
use
now.
the same graphics?
Darren, I love you, man.
Darren, are you listening?
Darren.
I don't see you.
I asked him to call in, but we'll see. He's traveling today or
Yeah.
something. I'm not
He's
sure.
in Washington with his family.
Yeah.
There's a birthday in the family.
I see.
So I wanted to know, tell me about Phyllis Diller.
I did her.
Wait,
You did her.
you did her?
No, wait. Slow down. Listen, disclaimer.
You paused at the wrong place in the sentence.
Jay, I have the mute button over here.
You know what? I've got to choose my words wisely. I performed at her. There it is. Doesn't help. I performed at her 80th birthday party at the Beverly Hilton.
And
It was kind of fun.
I had my senior high school prom there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was probably in the same room. So did she get up and riff a little, or she?
You know what? No, not much at all. She did at the end, but there was a lot of skits and stuff. So that I was playing. Gary Coleman and I were working together. And,
Gary Coleman.
Yeah, and he got me drunk.
Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
We were childhood friends.
What you talking about, Willis?
He and I were friends when we were kids.
Really?
He lived down the street from me.
You're kidding.
We were very good friends. I used to play with him on a daily basis.
Yeah, he got me drunk that day.
That sounds like Gary. Gary, we would play in the street in front of Gary's house because his father wouldn't let him wander. We had to play either in the house or right in the very front of the house. And his father would sit there and watch us through the window. And we had this block of wood. It was like a 2x4, but it was, it was like maybe just a little. It could fit in the palm of our hands.
Uh-huh.
And we'd be playing out in the street, and cars would drive by. And we were kids, and this was when Gary was very famous and still doing different strokes.
Yeah.
Cars would drive by, and they would stop, and they'd go, "Oh my God, that's Gary!" And he'd walk up to the car, and he would kick this little block of wood that we would keep it in the gutter. He would kick it over underneath the tires of the car, and he'd lean in the window and he'd go, "Hi everybody, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm your neighbor. I live right over here," and this and that. And they'd drive away, and they would drive over this block of wood, and he would fall down in the middle of the street and grab his foot and scream bloody murder. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, my foot. And people would slam their brakes on and get out of the car. I just ran over Gary Coleman. I can't believe it.
I love Gary. You know,
true story. We would do this all the time.
I believe that.
We would do this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we clicked. I don't know. We just clicked right away.
He's a great guy. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
And what was this Tony Curtis thing?
Well, I was playing at what was it, Crustaceans in
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, and you know, that was his spot. And I was playing with Michael Camacho. I don't know if you remember Sly Fox.
No.
He was one of the two guys, and he was doing a swing thing, and so, you know, we hooked up with Tony Curtis. He'd sing along or do like 3 or 4 songs when he got, you know.
So, I mean, as a new artist, do you have a strategy for this?
Well, I wanted, on this album, I only had Darren featured on one, and nobody else. I wanted to stand on my own 2 feet, you know. What I see is a lot of guys, the new guys are coming out with all the big names, you know, covered all over their album, and it's like,
it's a marketing strategy.
Sure.
And it probably is smart, and maybe I did the wrong move. I don't know, but like there's like on the album Angels Passing is a trio, straight up trio.
Great.
You know, as you know, that you don't hear that on the radio today.
You don't.
Yeah. Where I'm coming from, I'm just about the music. I really just want to put some good music out. I don't care if it's, you know.
Well, I think you did the right move getting together with a guy like Darren.
Yeah.
And
his mixes are great, you know.
No, he's a very
but
talented
he's also not
guy.
going to let you down on the songs.
Right.
You know, he knows what works.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, what is your plan from here?
I have no idea.
Are you gonna?
I don't know.
You put together a band and start trying to get gigs. And
I have some good players. I just I got to find some younger guys. I want to, you know, get some younger guys into the mix, because someone did it with me, so I want to do it with them. So
right.
I'm trying to find, you know, management at this point, you know, that'll, you know, direct me in the right spot. So I had a meeting this week with someone, and it'll be good if it goes through. So
that's great. And you're located here in Southern California.
Mm-hmm. Near Long Beach. Yeah.
So what is your history coming up to? I want to be an artist at this point. Like what happened there? Like we all have this epiphany. Like I was always a side man.
I hit my head really hard. No, I've been doing this. You know, out of high school, I went to the Navy band, and from there I've just been doing it. You know, it's not always been music, but since 30, it's been, you know, it's completely music. It's a roller coaster financially, but yes. You know.
We all know.
I weathered the recession, weathered the storm.
Oh, is it over? Don't believe what they tell you. I don't think it's over.
But I had to do, you know, stuff like MIDI bundles. I'm a piano technician, you know, things like that. So, yeah, that's it.
Hey.
All right. So we're finally listening to "Set Me Free," Dave Bradshaw Jr. Is there anything you want to talk about this song?
I love it. I love this song. It's I call it the making baby music.
All right.
It's only
This is Alan Hines. This is Alan Hines on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good friend. Very great guy, great guitar player.
Beautiful track. That was a song by Dave Bradshaw Jr. off his new CD, Set Me Free. And it's the title track, Set Me Free.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I want to apologize to our audience. We had a computer programming error. And what was happening here is we're pushing a track that we think belongs to Dave Bradshaw Jr.
Right.
And it actually belonged to Nils. So unfortunately, and I apologize again, we had to interrupt and reprogram all the songs. And hopefully from here on out, every song you hear will belong to the artist that it's supposed to belong to. But we're excited now because it's time for Dave Bradshaw Jr. to play.
Some live performance.
Yeah, live performance. So
everybody out there in TV land, internet land.
Yes.
Check him out. Live music.
So we're gonna play Back to the Top. Anything you want to say about this song, Dave?
I love it. It's my favorite on the album.
All right.
Good. Nice.
That was
cool.
amazing.
I love that.
That was great.
Great.
Yeah.
Really,
Thank you.
really good.
Wow.
Dave Bradshaw Jr. And that track was called Back to the Top.
Back to the top.
Nice.
And that's
It's
not your
like,
single,
dude,
though, right?
I wish you
No,
to get there with
no.
that.
Yeah, I hope so.
That would be a great single.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the next one. I don't know.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Really, really
So
like
that
Thank you.
one. Also, Mel Brown
Mm-hmm.
on bass and Alan Hines on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Darren did some stuff on that. Markeel Jordan on vocals.
Yeah.
Marquell.
Marquell.
Yeah, so he's in Brian Culberson's band. right?
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Okay.
a saxophone player and singer.
And
Yes.
Terrell Martin
So-
on drums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, it's a great band. Absolutely.
Thank you.
That was a great song.
So
Thank you.
Dave,
Play your ass off.
what's your
Thank you.
website? How can people get your music?
Just DaveBradshaw.com.
Dave Bradshaw Jr. or-
I'm sorry. Yeah. Hello. It's funny because I've gone by Dave Bradshaw all my life until I went out and did this, and I find there's another Dave Bradshaw out there.
Oh, really?
He's a DJ. And there's a guitar player in Missouri that goes by David Bradshaw. So I had my official name is William David Bradshaw Jr. I go by David, but Dave Bradshaw Jr. is where it's at. And
So
it's
Dave Bradshaw Jr.
Junior.com.
.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Facebook.
Don't forget the junior.
Same thing.
Dave Bradshaw Jr. And then your music's available iTunes.
Mm-hmm. iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby. The album's coming out on the 17th, and it should be on iTunes any day for a pre-release deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, the music is
I'm looking-
fantastic.
yeah.
We really, really enjoyed your playing.
Thank you.
And thanks so much for coming in and telling us your story. And I wish we could have played more of your music.
That's
It's kind of
okay.
it's kind of crazy. We'll see how the time goes. Maybe we can get one more song in.
That's all good.
But
I
Nils,
appreciate you having me.
Yeah.